ప్రైజ్ ద లార్డ్ ఎవ్రీవన్. ఈరోజు మనం ధ్యానించబోయే టాపిక్ ద ట్రయల్, సైలెంట్ ఇన్ ఫ్రంట్ ఆఫ్ అక్యూజర్స్. విచారణ, నిందితుల ముందు నిశ్శబ్దం. అండ్ ఎంచుకున్న వాక్య భాగం ఐజియా 53:7. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He was led as a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before its shearers is silent, so he opened not his mouth. In the same way, Matthew 26, chapter 62, verse nunchi chadukundam. And the high priest arose and said to him, "Do you answer nothing? What is it these men testify against you?" But Jesus kept silent. Alane kindakoste verse 66. "What do you think?" they answered and said, "He is deserving of death." Then they spat in his face, beat him, and others struck him with the palm of their hands, saying, "Prophesy to us, Christ, who is the one who struck you?" So now let's divide the topic to understand what trial Jesus went through, or what does that trial mean, and at the same time, why did Jesus chose to be silent in front of his accusers. So first, the trial. So scene enti ante, Jesus is standing in front of Pilate, high priests, accusers, and all of the members. Okay, and akkada 3 things jaragayi aa roju. So what are the 3 things that Jesus went through, or what happened in that trial? Let me tell you. First thing is an injustice verdict. అన్యాయమైన తీర్పు ఇవ్వబడ్డారు. ఇన్ ద సెన్స్ లైక్ ఫాల్స్ విట్నెసెస్ని ప్రజెంట్ చేశారు, లేనిపోనివన్నీ నిందలు వేశారు. దే అక్యూజ్డ్ హిమ్ ఆఫ్ థింగ్స్ దట్ హీ డి నాట్ ఈవెన్ డూ. దెన్ ద సెకండ్ థింగ్ దట్ హ్యాపెన్ వాజ్ ఇన్సల్టెడ్ బిహేవియర్. అవమానపరిచారు. సో కొట్టారు, బట్టలు చింపారు, హీలన చేశారు. దే అక్యూజ్డ్ హిమ్, దే ఇన్సల్టెడ్ హిమ్, దే స్పాట్ ఆన్ హిస్ ఫేస్. సో Jesus faced insult. The third thing that happened was an intrigued response. If we read Mark 15th chapter 4 to 5 verses, in there Pilate asks Jesus, why are you being silent? No, Devudu Kumarvena, why are you being silent asala? Like, and you know what response he got? Nothing. Jesus remained silent. Jesus did not give him an answer for those questions. So Pilate was surprised. He's like, అరే ఇప్పుడు నేను ఏం మాట్లాడకపోతే చచ్చిపోతారు ఇంకొంచెం సేపట్లో. వై ఈజ్ హీ నాట్ స్పీకింగ్? సో దట్ కమ్స్ టు ద నెక్స్ట్ పార్ట్, దట్ ఈస్ సైలెంట్ ఇన్ ఫ్రంట్ ఆఫ్ అక్యూజర్స్. నిందించిన వారి ముందు నిశ్శబ్దం. సో డిస్పైట్ ఆల్ దీస్ అక్యూజేషన్స్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్, జీసస్ chose to be silent. It the situation వల్లనో, or not because he had to, but because he chose to be silent. But why? అసలు ఎందుకు is the real question. Again, 3 things. First main thing, to fulfill the prophecy. Isaiah 53:7 lo rasnattu, he had to fulfill the prophecy. So that is one of the reason he chose to be silent. Second, he trusted God's plan. He trusted his father's sovereignty. He trusted God's control over the situation. He knew that this is all part of God's plan and he has to fulfill. And third, to demonstrate humility and willingness to suffer for us because he loves us. Because he didn't want us to go to hell, he chose to be silent. Because if that day Jesus was not silent, then we would have been in hell and there was no salvation. So now we have seen the trial, we have seen all of this. Now how can we apply it in our lives? Mana జీవితాల్లో ఎలా ఇవన్నీ అప్లై చేసుకోవచ్చు? One, whenever someone accuses, ఎవరైనా నిందలు వేసినప్పుడు, or accuse చేసినప్పుడు, or persecute చేస్తున్నప్పుడు, do not get offended or angry, but respond in love and humility. మిమ్మల్ని మీరు తగ్గించుకొని ప్రేమతో వాళ్ళకి జవాబు ఇవ్వండి. Trust God's plan. Know that it's all part of God's plan, and trust in his word, trust in his plan. Avoid conflicts and no anger. Forgive and pray for them, for they do not know what they're doing. So pray and forgive. Now we see the whole trial. We've seen how Jesus responded, and also ఒకవేళ మనం చదువుకుంటా వెళ్తే we also see how one of his disciple Peter responded to. Jesus, when accused, he remained silent, trusted God, and knew when to speak and where to speak. But Peter, he denied, knowing Jesus, when accused by the servant girl, no, Jesus to part tirigav kada, neeku telusu kada anante, he denied, he lashed out, he got angry, akkada unna vallu meeda arsaru. That is how Peter reacted. But today, the real question is, which type of person you want to be? Do you want to be like Jesus, who remained silent and left the fight or battle to God? Or do you want to be like Peter, who lost control of himself and, who took revenge and denied Jesus? So this Lent, I pray that you have a change in your heart and chose to remain silent even during accusations. Nindal vesna, yemi vesna, be silent and leave it in God's hand and trust His plan. Thank you and have a blessed day, and prepare your hearts for Good Friday and Easter. God bless you all. Thank you.